I'm gonna be completely honest, Arcane Season 1 blew me out of the water. Knowing how long the show was in production, there was definitely anxiety leading up to it because we all just hoped that it would be good. And it was. I rewatched the first 3 episodes of Arcane multiple times, and in recent years, I can't even remember the last time I rewatched the show once or thrice, or even thrice for that matter. But the first 3 episodes were amazing even in rewatching it, full of Easter eggs, fleshed out characters, and just insane visuals. And the big question that we were all thinking in the agonizing 7 days it took between Act 1 and Act 2 was, can Arcane keep it up? If the first 3 episodes were already a 10 out of 10 with the best visuals and writing I've seen to date, I am very shocked and surprised to tell you that Act 2 was better. Now, here is your very clear and concise spoiler warning. If you have not seen Act 2 of Arcane, please do me a favor and pause this video, go watch it, and come back. I'm not deleting this video, it's staying up. You're not going to miss anything out. Please go watch it and then come back so you can understand the things that I'm about to say while still getting the emotional payout that you deserve. Here's the text on screen, we're getting into it. What I found most impressive about Act 2 of Arcane was that somehow, in just 6 episodes, they managed to write clear and concise storylines for every single character. And I don't understand how they did this in just 6 episodes without any of it feeling rushed. I had to watch about 4 seasons of Breaking Bad just to see Walter White and his wife yell at each other. But Arcane moves at such a meticulously well-written pace that even though they had to write a story for Jinx, Silco, Singed, Vi, Caitlyn, Jace, Heimerdinger, Vander, and Victor, no matter where the camera turned, you never wanted to look away. And though this act does a phenomenal job of world building and showing the differences between Piltover and the Undercity, the best thing that this act does is start to show you the cracks and flaws innately built in the denizens of such a corrupted place. Hell, even Marcus, the police officer that very easily could have just been written out, has a very deep and emotional beat when he goes home and is greeted by Silco hanging out with his daughter in the playroom. Jinx is very clearly established to have mental issues in the first act, hitting herself in the head when Vi told her to not come, and throwing a literal nail grenade at a child. But in Act 2, you see that those mental disorders are further exacerbated by the guilt of her actions. Having Milo and Clagger dolls that she talks to in her lair while she works on things. Flashing the corpses of her once best friends when she starts to snap, and having a moment of PTSD when she sees a woman with pink hair. And then there's Jace and Victor doing their best to be at the forefront of innovation, consistently working as hard as they can to create things that can help the people of Piltover. But realizing that Victor's health has been and will continue to be in a rapid decline, desperation shows you just how quick their motivations start to change. With the insane juxtaposition of Jace falling in love with the female counselor, while Victor works the night away and turns down a possible love interest. You really see how in certain instances, Jace is innovative for pride and glory because he signs every page of his notes and just outright takes the spotlight. While Victor is being innovative out of desperation because he has no other choice but to die. The situation is further complicated when you see that Jace became the poster boy for the progress of the city, while Victor has just been withering away in the shadows. It hurts even more when you remember that one of Victor's first lines in the show was something like, "Do you think I got into science to be an assistant?" And it's shocking to me that this show that slated Vi and Jinx to be the main characters in all of the marketing campaigns is written so well that I almost care about Victor's B story just as much, if not even more. And as for Vi and Caitlyn, they gay as hell. Good for them. Caitlyn, though admittingly not as fleshed out as the other characters, wants nothing more but to prove herself as a valid asset to the police force. But she is consistently babied by her super rich parents in order to keep her out of trouble. And then there's Vi, who never put down the tough exterior she had as a kid, further hardened by a corrupt criminal system that she was stuck in and abused by for God knows how long. But even as tough as Vi is, you see in those final moments that all she wanted to do was find her baby sister. And then finally, the show just climaxes in 15 different ways. Jace's character breaks because he betrays Heimerdinger for the sake of innovation, even though he understands that moving quick with something like this might be unsafe. Victor's character breaks because the illness is deteriorating his body at such a rapid rate that he has no other choice but to get help from Singed. Silco's character breaks by showing that he's not this sly and calculated leader that we thought he was, because he has a literal mental breakdown when Vi and Caitlyn escape and he kills one of his own men. And then the final climax, when Jinx lights the torch Vi handed her as a child after hearing that Vi's looking for her, is a very short-lived emotional payout because you finally get to see them interact with each other for the first time in so long. But even in this moment, when things are supposed to be better, you realize that they're not. Jinx is messed up. She has demons. She has PTSD. She's schizophrenic. She hallucinates all the time and she can never really tell what's real, even going as far as to ask Vi if she's real when they first interact. She has a very severe and real hatred for enforcers and starts to get mad when she sees Caitlyn, thinking that Vi and Caitlyn are just playing her to get a crystal back that Vi doesn't even know exists. And then the firelights attack, and in this moment, Vi realizes that that's not Powder anymore. Powder is no longer the helpless kid that Vi had to defend for their entire childhood. And in her place is this maniac that loves carnage, mowing people down with her Gatling gun, laughing while in a fight to the death. And the sight is almost too much for Vi because she realizes what not being there for her baby sister has done to her mental health. And then, in the very end, Vi gets kidnapped by the firelights, and what hurts the most is that Jinx is confused because she has a problem with hallucinations. She has PTSD, she's schizophrenic. And after asking Vi if she's real, she believes in her presence only to see her disappear completely. In Jinx's brain, what is there to say that this was really Vi? Is it not more probable that this was just another one of her hallucinations? And you see it in her face as she lies confused in a cloud of smoke, starting to have a moment of clarity and realizing that it was probably another hallucination all along. ARCANE continues to be absolutely phenomenal, and I can't wait for the final act. I almost wish it wasn't coming so soon because ARCANE is the most I've looked forward to something in a very long time. I really love this show, and if you're somebody who has your own reservations about it, then please, if there's anything you can take out of this video, it's that you should go watch ARCANE. It's a 10 out of 10, and I'm so excited for the next season, for the next 3 episodes, whatever you want to call it. I love it. Go check it out. Adios.